Good evening, everybody. Take the glasses off again, see if we can stop the reflection. Well, I've had a very busy day today. Not done a lot, but I've had lots and lots of lovely phone calls. Didn't get up too early this morning because of pouring with rain, so I thought, I'll wait a bit. I didn't wait a bit, I just fiddled about because I didn't want to go out in the rain with the dogs, and I got a phone call from an old friend of mine that I knew when I was a teenager. I've always kept in touch with her and her husband, and we see each other quite a lot. And up until about 2 or 3 years ago, we used to, go out quite a lot together. But we're all getting a bit old now, so they come down to see me, and we get in touch with each other and see each other. So every fortnight we sort of catch up and see what's going on in each of our families. So I had a long phone call with her today about Christmas. And then I got a message from an old friend I used to sing with before we got locked down, to say, sorry, she hadn't been in touch for ages, but was I in for a phone call? So I said, well, I would be a bit later after I'd walked the dogs. So she said she'd ring me back. And then within about half an hour, I got a phone call from another old friend who lives in Clacton. And I knew her in my teenage years before we were all married. And my husband used to run a little football team, and these boys were part of his football team, and when they got girlfriends we all used to hang out together, so we always used to go out as a sixsome, and we had little holidays together. So, and I've always kept in touch with her. The other couple moved away down to Cornwall. I've always kept in touch with this couple. Haven't seen her for a long while though. Well, it's about 25 years I haven't seen her, but we always sort of have a couple of chats each year, and because she lives a long way away. So I had a long phone call with her, so that was lovely catching up. And then her phone rang, so she said, oh, I've got to go now. So I said, oh, okay, speak to you soon. But then about half an hour later she rang me back and said, guess who that was? And it was the other couple from Devon ringing her, and she said, you'll never guess. She said, how funny. So she said, told them who I'd been on the phone to. She thought, I must ring you back, tell you. So that was really funny. And then, of course, I went out with the dogs this afternoon in the rain. I thought I kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and it was nearly dark and still pouring, so we had to go out. I don't care, but they stand at the door waiting to go. So I put their coats on. I opened the door and said to them, it's raining. Do you really want to go? Yeah. So off they went. They weren't all that keen, but they had a little run around the fields, and then we came back and had to dry them off and hung the wet coat up. So that coat's now drying again, hopefully for the morning, if it's raining or snowing. So I started, made a cup of tea and sat down, and the phone rang, and it was the girlfriend from singing ringing me. So we had an hour on the phone catching up, telling me all about what's happened in the last few months. And then it was time for tea. By the time we'd finished, I got my tea, sat down, had my tea, done a bit of computer work. I do a little bit of selling on eBay if I can sell bits and pieces. My daughter's given me a load of board games. Or she came down with a car full of her children's board games. Well, her daughter's board games. Well, about a dozen board games. Some of them not opened. So I said, well, give them to me, I'll sort them out, and I'll put some on eBay. So I was sorting some of those out earlier, getting those listed. And then I thought, oh gosh, if I don't hurry up, I'll miss putting my little video blog on. So, as you can see from the little video I've put on, the sheets are still on the line. I went out this morning and they were rock solid. And then within about 20 minutes they were soaking wet because they defrosted and it was pouring with rain. So they're still there. So I don't know how long they'll be there. Hopefully. Well, I haven't got much hope actually. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably have to get them in and spin them again and perhaps hang them in the garage. I have got a bit of a line in the garage. They might have to end up hanging in the garage for days because I can't have them indoors. They're just too big. Well, I've got nowhere to put them. So, serve me right. There we are. So, from what I gather, we might be having snow. We don't want snow. It's all so pretty, but it's so difficult to get out. So tomorrow I shall be still doing these board games and still sorting out my parcels, putting some of the bits away. Nearly finished. Been sorting out shower gels and emery boards and what else did I put away today? Or some soaps. So yeah, nearly done. So yeah, it's been lovely. It was lovely. Christmas has been elongated, hasn't it, by sorting out all this stuff. So I'll speak to you tomorrow. A good night.